Happy day, happy day. On this video, I want to talk about content creating. I get asked questions all the time, like, how do you do it? How do you do this? And how do you do that? And I just show up and I talk about things that are, that speak to me. I talk about things that are relevant to my brand and what I'm about. And so I want to give you some tips on creating content, doing videos. So this is going to be a little bit just to get you started. I don't want to give you too much at one time. So how to make decent videos. Do what's effective for you. Okay. Remove the labels like professional, good enough, the right angle, or the camera. Remove those labels. Just make videos and make all of your mistakes when nobody's watching. Okay. So you don't have to have a large following to start doing this now. Do it now. Do it now while you don't have the following. Okay. If you want to be good at something, be willing to suck at it in the beginning, and it will get better as you do the work. If y'all look at my previous videos a couple years ago, hot mess, but they have improved. Okay. Google what you want to learn or follow someone who is doing what you're doing that's already good at it. Okay. Because success leaves clues. A lot of stuff is stuff I've seen. I just put my own personal touch to it. Okay. So why try to recreate something that's already out there? Your seekers don't really care about everything that you care about. They don't care about, is the background like this? Is the lighting? Is there noise? They don't care about the stuff that you care about. They will take your wisdom any way you're able to give it to them. Okay. Nobody will hire your coaching. And I'm speaking from a coaching perspective, but you can use this in any, whatever you got going on. You can use it in any area. Okay. Nobody will hire your coaching services because of your lightning. They don't care about the stuff that you care about. Okay. The people that you are attracting is on the level that you're on. And this will change when you change. The people that you are attracting are on the level that you are on. And that will change when you change. When do I have permission to help somebody with something I've learned? When you learned it. You have permission to help somebody when you have learned it, because you can't teach what you don't know. Okay. I could not talk about this had I not learned it. Okay. So what I do, I create videos from my personal experiences. I follow other people who have similar experiences, or they're teaching me something that I have never learned before. I share those things. I want to add value, right? I want to speak from a place of a student and a teacher, right? So if a lot of times I don't just share my content, I share other people's content as well. And to get more following, if you're on Facebook, do the reels, right? Create more reels. That's how the majority of my followers comes from reels. And if you're scared to get in front of the camera, you got to get, first of all, you got to get past that. So until you get past that, share other people's content, right? You can repurpose them. You can share other people's content, and you can do a voiceover until you're ready to actually get in front of the camera. But you're not going to get better until you start doing something. Okay. You got to do something besides just posting. Like, you can post things. I post content too, but I also share a lot of videos. I don't know how many videos I share, but consistently, you have to be number one. My accountability team calls me the consistency queen. Honey, you have to be consistent. Okay. You got to figure out what do you want to do? Like, what are you trying to show people? Like, about you? Like, what are you about? Who are you? What are you doing this for? Are you doing it for the followers? Are you doing it for the likes? Are you doing it for the money? Like, what are you doing it for? Okay. I do it to simply help other people. I do it to simply help other people because that was what I needed once upon a time. So I speak to the pain point. Okay. I share things that also speak to the pain points. Right. And then I try to find things that has resolutions, right? Things that, okay, so if you're doing this, you can try this right here. This is a way to come out of that, right? So I'm constantly teaching, constantly sharing, not just my content, but other people's content as well. Find somebody that is doing what you aspire to do, and that's all way ahead of you. That's way better than you, right? Because success leaves clues. Create your own recipe, because copying somebody else's copying somebody else's recipe will not produce the same cake. do not produce the same results. So just look at what they're doing and see how you can make it uniquely for you, authentic for you. All right. And another thing, so I took this course called, I made an investment in myself, with this program called Entrepreneur School. And it was Entrepreneur School for coaches, but this can be used throughout business, period. Okay. So when it comes to creating content, I'm going to give you the breakdown. Okay. So say your content is a confession, right? Here's an example. You want to speak to these points. Okay. So the name of the content is confession, right? What, why, and how, and then give examples. That's content, right? So figure out what your content, what that title is, right? So confession, for example, what? Openness, revelation, vulnerable, honest, unguarded. Vulnerable is honest, and it doesn't have to be sad, right? That's the what. So this is how you teach. Content is just, you break it down to these bullet points. Speak from the bullet points. I'm telling you. Now, when I say I have so much content. Once I learned this method, game changer. Okay, next, why? It shows your realness. This is not a skill set, it's permission. Realness earns trust. When you're authentic and you real and you show up, people gravitate to that. That fake stuff, people can smell it a mile away. Oh, that's just so fake and phony. I just don't believe that. Realness earns trust. Humans want to follow humans that are real. If your life messy, show your messy life, right? Don't try to fake the funk, all right? They ain't buying that, okay? Next, how? Share something vulnerable, okay? This is not a skill set. This is not a skill. It's about giving yourself permission. So that's the how, right? When it comes to this confession, there are several different types of content that you can share. You just got to figure out what works for you, all right? And next, examples. Sharing a behind the scenes, like going live on Facebook. So I did a video where before I go live, I was like behind the scenes. I had my notes out there. I had my camera set up, right? I had my light and everything. I was like, this is what it looks like behind the scenes, right? It doesn't have to be negative. It can be real. Sometimes you don't know how to come out of the story without sharing the story. When you share while you're still in it, the emotions will take the wheel. When you share a story while you're still in it, I'm telling you, when I first started doing videos, I was still in my story and I was still mad, still angry, still bitter. And people would comment and say things and I was on attack mode. What? Oh, let me tell you something. Block, whatever. Oh, you mad, you angry, you bitter. And I was like, and I didn't even realize that about myself. Okay, so when you in it, I'm telling you, your emotions will take over. So make sure that you have come out of that, all right? Make sure you have journeyed out of that story in order to come back and tell it from a healthy place. Because if not, you're going to get triggered. Those emotions are just going to take over. And when that happens, it doesn't end well. So I wanted to give y'all this little bit this morning. I may do these videos on Sundays. I may start doing these videos on Sundays or whenever I feel inspired to share. So if there's any other questions or any other type of videos that you may have, leave it put it in the comment section or private message me, and I will try to, if I know about it. Can't teach what I don't know. Okay. So if I have the information about it or know anything about it, I will share. So when it comes to creating content, when it comes to putting yourself out there, done is better than perfect. Okay. You got to get going to get good. And it all starts with you. So that's all.